find your inner strength.
Once we launch my purse line, we'll be on our way to giving the Kardashians a run for their money. I'm gonna shake things up.
A cycle of anger isn't healthy.
I'll be healthy again as soon as I make a couple of cheaters pay for blowing up my life.
There were a number of times when you or a member of your family needed a favor. This is a situation where you owe me one. Have a nice rest of your day.
It sounds like someone deliberately tried to hurt you.
An awkward Dupree showdown, rising suspicion, and unexpected advice shake up Fairmont Crest this week. The Beyond the Gates Spoilers weekly update for March 9th to 13th, 2026 features Hayley and Bill's uncomfortable encounter with a Dupree. That is, after her husband turns to Joey for clarity about his wife's relationship with Sammy. Meanwhile, Kyle doles out some words of wisdom. The missing piece of this puzzle is who he advises. Bill, Timon Kyle Durrett, and Hayley Marquita Goings were at the club to celebrate their first anniversary. But they crossed paths with several interlopers along the way. The most fabulous and stylish interloper was Dani, Karla Mosley, who walked over to their table and began giving the couple a gift. But she ended up taking a pack of tissues out of her purse. Because the first anniversary gift is paper after all. Speaking of which, Bill gave Hayley paper, too. Cash money, and they headed over to Joey's casino, where they gambled the night away. Meanwhile, Shanice's aunt turned out to be Dr. Monica McCormick, Iona Morris Jackson, the bigwig oncologist from Houston who was friends with Smitty, Mike Manning, and Martin, Brandon Claiborne. She told Anita, Tamara Tunie, how much she appreciated her going public with her cancer. And she took Ted Keith D. Robinson out to lunch, where she grilled him. He seemed to pass her test, however. Anita's latest chemo session was intense. The doctors gave her a powerful chemotherapy drug nicknamed the Red Devil. She had to take precautions because the drug's effects could take a devastating toll on her body. And Kat, Colby Muhammad, suggested that she move in with Naomi. Her cousin let her down gently and felt that she needed to make up with Chelsea. Ronnie Rose Montilla, Nicole, Daphnee Duplaix, had a run-in with Leslie, Trisha Mangrant, at Uptown, where Leslie really wanted to talk to Vanessa, Lauren Buglioli, about promoting the free clinic's opening date.
Things didn't go well.
An impromptu pickup game happened at the country club featuring Ted, Isaiah, Lamy, Carlton, Robert Christopher Riley, Kyle, Greg Vaughn, and Andre, Sean Freeman. Carlton and Kyle clashed. And later, Ted sized up Isaiah to see if he was good enough for his daughter. He seemed to pass the test. Eva, Amber Michelle, got advice from Tomas, Alex Alegria. She wanted his perspective on Isaiah squaring off with her dad. Hayley and Bill's anniversary celebration triggered Bill, and he told his wife that he wanted them to resume trying to have a baby. After the pickup game, Kyle called Vanessa, who happened to be sitting with Nicole. He told a real estate agent that he wanted to secure the place she had shown him. Vanessa told Kyle to stay put, and she and Nicole would head over to the club. After Vanessa left the two alone at FCCC, Nicole wanted to know if Kyle decided to plant roots in the DMV for himself or because of her. He said he was up for whatever she wanted, no pressure. Meanwhile, Carlton showed up at the Dupree mansion with gifts for Anita and Vernon, Clifton Davis, hoping to make a good impression. And for some reason, he properly asked Vernon if he could date his daughter. Vernon knew that this was something Carlton had no business doing, that it would upset Nicole if she ever found out, but it gave him a good laugh. Before Carlton arrived, Chelsea got to spend time with her granddad. Bill finally stepped in and made a call that led to Lynette's charges being dropped. And Ashley asked Madison about her Parkinson's Research Fellowship, which would take place right there in D.C. Ashley had overheard Madison talking to Dr. Leah Whitmore, Cecilia Specht, the chief of staff of Garland Memorial Hospital, about it. And she thought it might be great for Grayson's mother. When she told Grayson, he was cool about it, unlike the last time she tried to do something good for him. At Uptown, Chelsea and Madison, Kenja, witnessed a meeting between Hayley and Randy, Maurice P. Carey. The cousins talked intensely, which made Chelsea want to find out what in the world was going on. Hayley introduced them to Sammy, the man who helped her after she miscarried. She gave some excuse for why their talk was heated. When Chelsea kept pushing, Hayley acted like she was either freaking out or breaking down, and Chelsea and Madison ended up taking Hayley back to Bill at his law firm. Later, she told Bill she wasn't ready to try for a baby right now. Vanessa and Leslie clashed again, this time in front of Joey. Leslie wanted to be the face of the free clinic, but ultimately, they decided that Derek Ben Gavin would be the best person to do it. At Orphe Jeans, they got him on board after Leslie and Vanessa faced off, then traded insults. However, Derek put a stop to the bickering. Then he came up with the idea of partnering up with Garland Memorial for things like volunteers. Everybody jumped at the idea. Smitty spotted Naomi, Ariel Prepati, at Orphe Jeans. The two mainly talked about Anita, but Smitty knew that Naomi had Jacob on her mind. Meanwhile, Jacob found out he was starting to impress the powers that be in the plasma ring. As a result, his contact gave him a bigger assignment. It would involve an exchange at Garland Memorial. When he was alone, he started panicking a little since Garland is somewhere people know him. He talked it over with Smitty, and he decided to go through with it. In the hospital elevator, the drop-off was made, and the hospital contact walked back out. However, they looked at each other. Jacob discovered that Grayson, Jordi Villasuso, was the hospital employee involved with the ring. At home, Smitty had dinner with Samantha, Nudja Jackson, and Martin, who had finally returned from his work trip. He wanted to connect, but Smitty was distracted waiting for news about Jacob. He needed to know if the detective was safe. Finally, Anita made her way downstairs, but she was feeling rough, tired, and fatigued from her latest chemotherapy treatment. Vernon surprised her with Tracy, Maria Howell, from the Auriculettes, and it was exactly what Anita needed. And Derek had a meeting with Dr. Whitmore. The chief of staff easily signed on to his idea of a partnership with the free clinic. Should we be suspicious of her willingness and her motives? Weekly Breakdown, March 9th to 13th, 2026. Monday, March 9th, episode number 245. Bill seeks out Joey to discuss Hayley and Sammy. Jacob thinks his cover's been blown. Naomi urges Chelsea to reconcile with Kat, while Nicole gives her daughter some much-needed advice. Ashley tries to comfort a distraught Grayson. Tuesday, March 10th, episode number 246. Jacob does his best to remain undetected. Danny has second thoughts about her upcoming photo shoot. Smitty has an uncomfortable chat with his mother-in-law. Vanessa's involvement with Joey causes her to miss out on an opportunity. Shanice, Ernestine Johnson, is there for Ted in a professional capacity. Bill and Hayley have an uncomfortable encounter with a Dupree. Kat tends to Anita. Joey has a special assignment for Marcel, Daryl W., Handy. Deanna McBride, Angela Fairley, who's new to BTG, comes home. Mona, Karen Kendrick, spots Randy and Lynette, Dominique Madison, doing something unsanitary. Thursday, March 12th, episode number 248. Vanessa is publicly humiliated. Eva is proud of Leslie. Donnell, Alex Cheeks, clashes with his twin sister. Kyle doles out words of wisdom. Kat stuns Chelsea and Tomas with news of her new living arrangements. Friday, March 13th, episode number 249. Joey opens up to Vanessa about his family. Kat and Donnell compare notes.